Welcome to an exciting story in the Storytime series by One English Every Day. All the stories and voice are the property of One English Every Day. Today's exciting story is The Golden Bakery. It is 4 a.m. The world is very, very quiet. If you go outside, you will see no people. You will see no cars. The street lights are still on, casting a soft orange glow on the sidewalk. Most people are still in their beds, sleeping peacefully, dreaming of far-off places. But in a small apartment on the second floor, a lamp turns on. This is Sam. Sam is a student, and today is the most important day of his life. Today, Sam starts his journey as a bakery intern. An intern is a student who works to learn a skill. Sam doesn't want to work in an office. He doesn't want to sit at a computer all day. Sam wants to work with his own hands. He wants to be a baker. Sam stands up and stretches his arms. He feels a little bit tired, but his heart is beating fast with excitement. He goes to the kitchen and splashes cold water on his face. "Wake up, Sam! Wake up, Sam," he whispers to himself. He puts on a clean white t-shirt. Then he reaches into his bag and pulls out a crisp white apron. This is his uniform. He puts it on and ties the strings behind his back. He looks into the mirror. For the first time, he doesn't look like a student. He looks like a professional. Sam leaves his apartment. The air outside is cold and crisp. He walks down the empty street. He can hear the sound of his own shoes on the pavement. Clack, clack, clack. After 10 minutes of walking, he smells something wonderful. It is the smell of melting butter and toasted sugar. He follows his nose until he sees a shop with a bright yellow sign, "The Golden Bakery." Through the window he sees Mrs. Miller. She's already working. She's now moving quickly, moving trays and checking the temperature of the ovens. Sam takes a deep breath and opens the door. Ding! A small bell rings. The adventure begins. "Good morning, Sam," Mrs. Miller shouts from the back. She doesn't stop moving at all. "You're exactly on time. I like that in this business. Time is everything. If the yeast waits too long, the bread is ruined. If the oven is too hot, the bread is burnt. We work with the clock, Sam." "Good morning, Mrs. Miller," Sam says. He's a little nervous. "What do I do first?" "Well, first you wash," says Mrs. Miller. "In a bakery we are cleaner than a hospital. Scrub your hands, scrub your fingernails, and meet me at the big wooden table." Sam washes his hands thoroughly. He scrubs nicely. He joins Mrs. Miller at a massive table made of thick, heavy oak wood. On the table are 4 giant silver bowls. Today, Sam, you will learn the secret of white loaf, Mrs. Miller says. People think bread is complicated. It is not. It is a miracle of 4 simple ingredients: flour, water, salt, and yeast. She points to a digital scale on the table. We never guess the way, Sam. If you guess, you fail. Now put the bowl on the scale and press 0. Sam puts the bowl down on the scale. He watches the numbers set to zeros. Now add 100 grams of white flour, Mrs. Miller instructs. Sam lifts a heavy bag of flour. He uses a plastic scoop to move the white powder into the bowl. The flour is very light. It floats in the air like tiny clouds. 100 grams, 400 grams, 800 grams. He slows down. 950, 980, 999,000. Perfect, Mrs. Miller says. Now the water. The water must be warm, not hot. If the yeast gets hot water, it kills the yeast. If it is cold, the yeast stays asleep. We want the yeast to be happy, awake, and hungry. Sam adds the warm water to the bowl. Then he adds a small spoon of salt and a small packet of yeast. Now, Mrs. Miller says, use your hands, mix it until it looks like a shaggy monster. Sam puts his hand into the bowl. The mixture is cold and wet. It sticks to his fingers. It feels like mud. He pulls and pushes. He turns the dough over and over. Slowly the flour and water become one big sticky ball. Now we come to the hard part, Mrs. Miller says. She clears a space on the table and sprinkles a handful of flour across it. Now put the bowl here. We must knead it now. Knead. Sam asks, what does that mean? It means we must stretch the dough, she explains. We must make it strong. Watch me. Mrs. Miller takes a piece of dough. She pushes it away with her palm of her hands. Then she folds it back. She turns it. Push, fold, turn. Push, fold, turn. Push, fold, turn. She's very fast and thorough. Your turn, Sam. Do this for 15 minutes. Sam starts to knead the way Mrs. Miller showed her. At first, it is fun, but after 5 minutes of doing this, his arms begin to ache. His shoulders feel heavy. He is sweating. It is heavy, Sam says, breathing hard. Yes, Mrs. Miller laughs. Baking is not a joke. Baking is a sport, Sam. You don't need a gym when you have 2 kgs of dough to move around. Keep going, come on, don't stop. She encouraged him. Sam pushes and folds. Push, fold, turn. He remembers it. He watches the dough change. At first, it was lumpy and ugly. Now it is becoming smooth. It feels like silk. It is bouncy. When he pushes it, the dough pushes back towards him. Stop, Mrs. Miller says. It is ready now. Now the dough needs to rest. It needs to rise now. We put it in this quiet corner, covered with a warm cloth. We leave it for 1 hour. While we wait, we make the croissant. Mrs. Miller begins out a different kind of dough. This dough has been in the refrigerator. Croissants are different, he says. Bread needs stretch, croissants need butter. She takes a huge block of yellow butter. Sam has hardly ever seen this much butter in his life. She hits the butter with a wooden rolling pin. Whack, whack, whack. The butter becomes flat like a sheet of paper. We put the butter inside the dough, she explains now. Then we fold it. Then we roll it. Then we fold it again. This creates the layers. When the croissant goes into the oven, the butter melts and creates steam. That is why croissants are light and flaky. Sam helps her roll the dough. He has to be very careful. If the dough breaks, the butter escapes. He moves the rolling pin back and forth very carefully. They cut the dough into long triangles. Now roll them like a little sleeping bag, Mrs. Miller says. Sam takes a triangle of dough. He rolls it from the wide end to the pointed end. It looks like a little crescent moon. He makes 1, then 10, then 50, then 60. He's getting faster and better. He feels like a real member of the team. Outside, the sun is starting to rise now. The sky is turning pink and purple. It is 6:30 a.m. Check the bread dough, Sam, Mrs. Miller instructs. Sam lifts the cloth. He gasps. The dough is huge. It has grown to 3 times its original size. It looks like a big, soft pillow. The yeast did its job, Sam says. Yes, it did. Now we bake it, Mrs. Miller says. She turns on the ovens. The ovens are very large because they are commercial. They're made of shiny steel. On the front, there's a digital screen that says 220 degrees Celsius. That is very hot, Sam. Be very, very careful. Sam carefully puts the loaves of bread onto small metal trays. He uses a small, sharp knife to cut a line across the top of each loaf. Why do we cut the top, Mrs. Miller? Sam asks. So the steam can escape, she says. If we don't cut it, the bread will explode and look ugly. We want beautiful bread, don't we? Yes, we do, Sam says. Sam puts on big, thick blue gloves. He opens the oven door. A wave of heat hits his face. It feels like standing in a desert. He slides the trays inside, and he closes the oven door. For 20 minutes they wait. Sam watches through the glass. The bread turns from white to tan, then to brown, then to a beautiful glowing gold. The smell in the bakery is incredible. It is the best smell in the world to Sam right now. Beep, beep, beep. The timer goes off. Mrs. Miller pulls the trays out. The bread is singing. It makes a tiny cracking sound as the crust cools in the air. Listen, she whispers. The bread is talking to us. It is telling us it's perfect. At 8 a.m., the shop is ready now for customers. The shelves are full of golden loaves, flaky croissants, and sweet cinnamon rolls. Mrs. Miller opens the front door and turns the sign from closed to open. Immediately the bell rings. Ding! An old woman walks in. She's wearing elegant clothes. She is beautiful. She is graceful for her age. And she looks very well off. She says loudly, "Good morning, Mrs. Gable. How are you? And how is your cat today?" "Oh, he's very grumpy, but he loves your bread." Mrs. Gable laughs. Sam stands at the counter. He feels a little shy. "Sam, this is Mrs. Gable." Mrs. Miller introduces Sam to Mrs. Gable. She's our favorite customer. And regular too. She's been coming here for 30 years now. Sam smiles. "Hello, Mrs. Gable. What can I get for you?" "I want the crustiest loaf you have, young man." Sam looks at the shelf. He picks up a loaf that looks very brown and crunchy. He taps the bottom of the bread with his thumb. It sounds hollow, like a drum. That means it is baked perfectly. He puts it in a brown paper bag. "That will be $4, please," Sam says. Mrs. Gable reaches into her purse. She pulls out a $5 bill. Sam takes the money. He looks at the cash register. 5 minus 4 is 1. He thinks. He hands her a silver dollar coin. "Here's your change, Mrs. Gable. Have a lovely day." "Thank you, dear. Good luck on your first day." The door opens again, and the customers keep on coming. A man in a suit wants a croissant and a coffee. A mother wants 3 cookies for her little ones. A construction worker wants a large sandwich. Sam talks to everyone, smiles at everyone. He uses his best polite manners and fine English. "How are you today? What would you like to have? Would you like a bag for that? Would you like me to pack that up for you? Enjoy your breakfast." He realizes that being a baker isn't just about flour and water and baking. It is about people. It's about the community. It is now 12 p.m. How the time flies, Sam realizes. The bakery is quiet now. Most of the bread is already gone. There are only a few crumbs left on the wooden table. Sam is exhausted. His back hurts. His feet hurt. And his brain is full of new words. Mrs. Miller hands him a broom. "The last job is the most important, Sam. We clean and we sweep." Sam sweeps the floor, cleans the counter. He gathers the white flour into a pile. He wipes the counter until they are all sparkling and gleaming. He washes the big silver bowls. When the kitchen is clean and sparkling, Mrs. Miller sits down at a small table. She has 2 cups of tea and 2 fresh croissants. Sit down, Sam, please. You worked very hard today, and it is your first day today. Yes, it is. Sam is grateful to sit down. He slumps into the chair. The tea is warm, and the croissants are warm and delicious, both. Do you still want to be a baker after today, Sam? She asks. Sam thinks about the 4 a.m. today. He thinks about his aching arms. Then he thinks about the smell of the oven and the smile on Mrs. Gable's face today. Yes, Sam says firmly. I want to be a baker. Mrs. Miller smiles. She reaches into a bag and hands him over a small, heavy object. It is a professional metal door scraper. This is your tool now, Sam. See you tomorrow at 4 a.m. Sure I will, Mrs. Miller, and thank you so much for giving me your own thing. What a day. Sam walks out of the bakery, bidding Mrs. Miller goodbye. The sun is now high in the sky. Of course, it's afternoon. The city is loud and busy with people. Sam feels different. He's not just a student anymore. He's part of a tradition. He's part of a profession. He walks home, feeling satisfied and happy, smelling like a croissant, even biting into one and enjoying and feeling his hard work and the satisfaction of baking this croissant himself. He was excited to be up again at 4 a.m. tomorrow, and above all, he felt success.